Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I have a little story time. I just got back from Sydney. It's been like a little over a week. I think my dog wants to say hi. So do you want to say hi? And Softy, say hi. So he's still in a cone only because to prevent the licking on his paw. So he had an injury here. It's like 95% healed, but I just want to stop all the licking until it's like 100% healed. Other than that, he's great, high spirits, basically normal, and I just take off the cone when we're out for walks and stuff. Anyways, so yeah, there was some drama with coming back from Sydney to London. Basically, I had to change my flight because when I was checking in online, like a day before my flight or something, it said I couldn't check in online and you have to do it at the airport. And I'm like, okay, that's strange. Like, it didn't even give a reason on why I couldn't do so. I just had to do it at the airport. This is with Qantas, by the way. So I flew from London to Sydney with Qantas, and my transit was in Singapore. That was all easy breezy, cover girl. My flight back was Sydney to Los Angeles to London. Anyways, so I rocked up at the airport and I went to those machines where you can print your tags and boarding pass and whatnot, and again it couldn't check me in there. So then I went to the Qantas lady and she was like, you don't have an esta, which for you guys, if you don't know, is like the American visa to, yeah, you need like a visa to go to the States basically. And I'm like thinking, I didn't know I needed one because I'm just transiting, right? Like, I'm not like stepping out into the country. I'm just like staying in the airport. And Qantas never like emailed me, or it never said on the boarding pass or the invoice, the receipt, that I needed an esta. So that was really annoying. And I'm like 50% to blame. Like, I should have checked myself that I needed an esta. Anyways, so then she said go to the other counter lady to check what I can do. And I went to her. She was basically saying I can't fly that day unless I have the esta. And so I asked her what are my options, and she said first try to call like the Qantas frequent flyer to see what I can do with my ticket, like if I can change it, get a refund, etc. So I called them at the airport. I spoke with the first guy. He was not very helpful and a bit not very friendly. Basically, he said I couldn't exchange or refund my ticket because I had a rewards ticket, because I bought it with like my Qantas points and then paid a little bit more. So that's the policy. I can't get a refund, I can't change it, blah blah blah. So okay, fair enough, that is the policy, but that didn't help my situation at all. So then at the same time, when I was on the phone, I was like applying for my esta online, because you can do it fairly quickly if you yeah, it took like maybe, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes just doing it on my phone, and I had to pay like $21 US. And then once it was all done, it says it can takes up to 72 hours for it to process and be approved, which I don't have 72 hours. You know, my flight is in like an hour or two. So then I called Qantas freaking fly again because I just, like, the first guy wasn't like helpful at all. He didn't give me other options. Like, he I even said, okay, when can I, can I just book the next available flight to London, and like with like rewards points and stuff. And he was like, the next available flight was in October 15th, which is 1 month after the date I was flying or something, because I was flying on September 5th. Yeah, I'm like, how can you not have any available flights until that day? Like, that's not correct. And like, I even checked on the Qantas app, like there are available flights like literally the next day. So I don't know why he gave me that information. So yeah, that's why I called again. And the second lady was much more friendly and helpful in a way, but she basically said the same thing, that I can't change or refund my ticket because of the rewards policy. So I'm like, fair enough. But that didn't help my situation as well. Like, I was already overwhelmed because I was like at the airport alone. I didn't know what to do, and I was like literally crying at the airport because it made me just so stressed. Like, I was never in this situation before. And then I went back to the Qantas counter lady. I told her what the people say on the phone, and she was so lovely. She was very understanding. She was like, oh, typical Qantas frequent flyer people on the phone, like they are never very helpful, or they can't like empathize with your situation. So then her name's Irene, by the way. Shout out to Irene. So helpful. So she basically called someone, I think, I don't know, one of her Qantas colleagues or something, a friend in the Qantas ticket department, whatever, and that person was able to change my flight for me to the next day, which was amazing. This is assuming that my American visa, the esta, would be approved by then, which basically I have 24 hours for it to be approved. So I just, okay, I'm gonna take that risk, like, my dogs. So yeah, Irene was able to change my flight to the next day, and I would just I had to pay like 29,000 Qantas points, but also get like a refund of £94 from the previous ticket. So it worked out okay. Like, I didn't care at that point, as long as I was able to change my flight, without paying thousands of dollars. Yeah, so she was so lovely. I even when I was saying thank you to her, I even teared up because I was just so stressed and overwhelmed at that point. And then I called my friend Cheyenne to pick me up from the airport because she dropped me off, and fortunately she was off that day, and she also lives 10-15 minutes from the airport, and she was able to pick me up. So very grateful to her as well, and I slept over at her place for that night. And we even went out that night, went to the city, had fun, and went to brunch the next morning. Yeah, and then so went back to the airport. Oh wait, sorry, going back to when she picked me up at the airport, driving from the airport to her place, my bloody esta, the American visa, got approved. And I'm like, so I could have kind of waited. It would have been tight. I had, from the point when my esta was approved and my boarding time, it was maybe half an hour, give or take. So if I had waited, I could have made it. but then that would have been risky because it was such a small window. So I'm glad I didn't wait, and regardless, I couldn't go on that flight anyways because my flight changed to the next day. It's just annoying that it got approved at that point, and even Irene at the counter desk was like, oh, these people are kind of annoying. They would approve your visa like an hour into the flights departs, so I wasn't super surprised that they did that. She warned me about that, but she also warned me that because I have an Australian passport, it would be quicker for it to be approved. So it was unlikely that it would take the full 72 hours. Anyway, so yes, the next day, went back to the airport, deja vu, went to the machine thing. Oh, before that, I was able to check in online for my flight like the night before. That was already the first good sign. And then I went to the airport the next day, went to the machine thing to print my baggage and boarding pass. That went all smoothly. I went to drop off my bag and they said that I have to pick up my bag at Los Angeles, LAX, and then check it in or re-drop it, which is annoying. Like, I'm just transiting, like, why can't they just do it for me? But that makes sense on why I needed a esta or the American visa, because I was going to go out of customs and then re-enter. So in a way that makes sense, but it's like, why do you have to make it like this? Like, it just makes it so difficult for everyone. But anyway, so yeah, dropped my bag off, and then I even went back to the counter lady Irene, because she said she was going to be working today again, and I gave her some chocolates as a thank you. So yeah, she was so helpful. And yeah, so then I boarded my flight. Well, I went to the Qantas lounge first. That was much needed. Drank a lot of champagne, ate some yummy food, boarded my flight. Easy flight to Los Angeles. I got to Los Angeles and girl, I do not recommend going to LAX. I've been there once, but I don't remember it being this bad. So got off the plane at Los Angeles and went towards the customs immigration thing, and the line there, it was like, it looked like 2 kilometers long or something, and there was hundreds of people just waiting, lining up to get through customs, and it was so slow. I think it took nearly 2 hours, like at least 1.5 hours for me to get through. Like, there were so many people. The customs officers were so slow, and then the people going through was just like also slow. Like, you get asked the typical, like, how long you're here for, where you're going, blah blah, very generic answers that the officers asked you. But let's just keep it short and sweet. Like, I'm talking about the people that are answering the questions. Like, just get to the point. You don't need to tell the officer your whole life story unless they're really asking for the specifics. Because I feel like some people were taking way too long. Like, when I got to the officer, I just like boom. But maybe he knew because I was just transiting, so he was like, okay, whatever, let him go quickly. Yeah, so got through customs and then went to the baggage claim area. Literally all the luggage, all the bags were off the belts. They were just like lining up beside the carousel, the belt thing, like multiple flights. This is how long immigration and customs talk at LAX. It just took that long that the staff there had to take luggage off the belt. It's crazy. So yeah, luckily I found my luggage quickly. Went to drop it back to the next flight. I went for security. It didn't. Just when I got to like the main airport area where you can just kind of wait, I heard my name being called. It's like, Mr. James, please go to gate blah blah blah. So then I did, and they just needed to check that they can put my luggage onto the plane, because I think I was cutting it really close. Like I still had half an hour-ish or nearly an hour until I had to board. No, maybe half an hour. But yeah, they just wanted to check if I was there to put my luggage into the plane. So then I told them I'm here. Yeah, so that was funny to hear my name on the like loudspeaker PA thing. So then I boarded my plane from Los Angeles and then arrived in London. That was an okay flight. But yeah, that was a hectic like 24 to 48 hours that I experienced. So lesson learned, check my visa, like especially I'm transiting through the States. I think because I have an Australian passport, so it's just like already a privilege to go to so many countries and not have to apply for a visa, you know. So I just like, in my mind, you know, I'm just transiting through Los Angeles. I don't need to do anything else, right? No, they got me there. Anyways, yeah, that's the story time. I mean, it was also nice like that I was able to spend another day in Sydney with my friend. Shan, she's the one that got married, and that's the reason I came to Sydney in the first place, to go to their wedding. And it was nice to spend extra time with her. Yeah, so I think I got lucky that this happened in a city that I was familiar with and I knew people. Because if it happened in a country or city that I didn't know anyone or have a place to stay in, or like, you know, like a non-English speaking country, then it would have been much more difficult. So I got lucky there. Yeah, and that's the story time, the drama from flying back home to London from Sydney. And the previous 24 hours before all of that drama happened, I actually had a good time on like my last day in Sydney, or what I thought was my last day or last night. So me and my mom stayed at the W Sydney in Darling Harbour. That was really nice, cute, fun, quirky hotel. 2 swimming pools. The rooftop one was really beautiful. Bit too cold to swim though. I did swim, but for like 5 seconds. Yeah, that was really nice to stay at. And then the night that we were staying there, my best friend also works close by in Darling Harbour, and we got dinner with her. We went to a Chinese hot pot place in Haymarket. I forgot the name of it. I've never been to that place before. It was really yummy. Very expensive, surprisingly, hot pot. We did order a lot, so that made sense, but who knew hot pot was so expensive? Yeah, so it was really nice to stay in that Darling Harbour area. And then the next day, left the city, checked out of the hotel. My mom went back home. I dropped off the car. I headed to the airport, and that's when all the drama happened. Left the airport, and then I stayed at my friend's Cheyenne's place. That was cute. I also went for a run that afternoon I really needed to just de-stress. I love running because I only run when I'm like stressed or feeling anxious or feeling some type of way, because it really mentally just clears my mind. And so running that afternoon was really good. And then that night we went to a Korean fried chicken place in Chinatown. Some fried chicken, some ramen thing that was yummy. Got bubble tea. Went to like 2 arcade places, like one with a bunch of those claw machine things where you can put in $1 and try to grab a plush toy with the claw. I didn't win anything, but my friend did. She won, I think, a little bear. That was really cute. She was so excited. And then the next morning we went to get brunch at this place in Marrick. We went to Ona in Marrickville, which is this fusion Japanese, Korean, Western place that does specialty coffee. They recently renovated. I went before and it was totally different. It's kind of cool. It's like you're sitting in this square, kind of like teppanyaki situation where they serve you food and the coffee. It's really yum, good coffee. One of the coffees on the menu was like 24 Australian dollars. I'm like, girl, why is this so expensive? Really pretentious in that sense, but we didn't try that. Anyways, yeah, so that was nice. And then got back, finalized my packing, went to the airport, checked in smoothly, walked around the airport for a bit, and went to the Qantas lounge, drank a lot, and yeah, boarded my flight. And here I am, back in London. Well, thank you for watching and listening to this longer than usual video. Hope you can like and subscribe and continue to support me. Thank you.